Good evening, everyone. So welcome back to another one here, just to get started. Happy early Friday. Enjoy the bank holiday. Cheers. So we're doing a slightly different project today. Someone's got in touch with me just through LinkedIn. They're looking for a wee bit of help here. They've been working on a project. It's for a guy called Andrew here. So we've been working on the project of trying to get the reference image here. So we're going to make this kind of thing here with a lot of cotton balls jammed in a bag, which obviously there's some compression because it's cotton. Not quite being getting the results he's after, so I'm going to see if I can lend a wee hand. This is the base scene that he's given me here. So immediately the bag's nowhere near what we need. There's a very obvious bulge at the bottom of this one that needs to be bottom heavy, and the topology is a bit funky. And I think just from perhaps I'm just getting caught in a funk. The way the balls have been done as well, these are very, very dense. That's actually just locked me up. Give me a second. Yeah, these are super, super dense. They're all intersecting and stuff, so not exactly ideal. So we're going to go through and try and get something working here. I can't finish a project because a lot of it's based on texturing, and I'm here to do modeling and general tidy up stuff. But let's see what we can do to help out. So first of all, I'm going to get rid of. Right, I'll just export this out. Let me just pick the right place. Let's go base bag. Yeah. There we go. Alright, I'm going to jump over to Marvelous Designer here. Just putting this in so I can get a kind of a rough layout of how the bag's going to be. Start with some light. I need room for it to sink at the bottom. Where is it again? This is a fresh install, so I need to just where is it? World space, yeah. So quickly updates. Hello there, Mr. Ryan. So we'll start by chopping the inside of this in. Way too much. What we're going to do is we're going to chop it off at the top, and then I'm going to use that as like a retaining seam. So when everything drops down, I've got that just to hold the bag up in the air, get that kind of product shot look. Start getting these stitched together. Cut these. Cut and sew. I'm going to start just by having both of these in, and we'll have them frozen just to see how we get on. I've not had any runs at this project yet, so we'll see if this will even work as an idea. Yeah, it should be fine. These are way too low res. what we're after. I'm going to initially add some pressure in here just to get this started. Export these out, take them back into Modo, and then we can make the little cotton balls. Single object, yep, that's fine. Any of these. Skills are just a little bit off it. Yeah, this is the same house round. I just got bored and I painted the place. The bizarre fun thing with the landlords here, I asked them if we could paint it, and their only comment was that's fine as long as it's not red or green. I don't know if that's don't know what the hell's with that, but it's the London style, I guess. Well, the TV wasn't here last time you were here. You need to. It's a slight change as well. There's I got in the mood for buying stuff at Christmas and may have been a little bit merry at the time. And now there's a 75-incher stuck to the wall, which, if you remember the size of my room, is just a little bit of overkill. With a lot of grunting and a lot of sellotape and nails. It's very secure. Yeah, these are way too high density, so reducing these down. Just getting using that one for the rough size. Let's get rid of that. That's handy. I need to get that other stuff out of this scene, it's way too heavy. Very roughly fill this. And this, first of all, we get our pivot point to the center. Because I'm going to do this as an instance build, so it'll be a lot faster and a lot easier for updating later on. It's this array. I'm just going to absolutely just, and full pun intended, jam this thing full of bars, and we'll see what happens. Might be a wee bit much, but we'll find out. Either it'll work or my PC will crash. Find out in a minute. The idea I'm doing with this, the chap I'm doing it for, so you understand why I'm doing things this way versus the way you were doing them. I'm doing it as the instance build, so I have that original sphere. So I'm going to use that to do the simulation because it's a lot less dense, and that gives an approximation. And then all you have to do is come in and replace that original one with whatever mesh you want, and they will all update. And what I would do as well is, it's the push tool. Once you've got it, where is it? Yeah, in deform there, you do the push tool, it'll uniform scale them in. So I would probably like scale it in a tiny little bit, record how much you do it, and then you can grow your fur or your hair, whatever the hell you want to call that, to match that scaling value, so then you can get your cotton wool with all that stuff without the intersection, and you'll be able to avoid it sticking out the front of the bag. That's saying this works, I've not actually tried it yet, so let's get a more suitable workspace for this. There's a few of them. Right, so these are going to be active rigid bodies. Voice and face or not? That's handy. Let's solve that problem. Ah, no, I've got to do that to her first. Oh well. Hopefully in the recording it's synchronized, I guess. It's all Twitch streaming things, that's a new game for me. Very odd speaking to people you can't see. The rubber down. Reduce that bounce way down, I don't want to come flying out. And I want to be a static rigid body. Need to set that to mesh. Right, I'm gonna save this because this will probably crash in the first go. Alrighty, moment of truth. Let's find out. Well, that didn't work. Why didn't it work? Next to mesh. This side of the software I very rarely play with, so this might take a wee bit of messing around with for me to figure it out. Let's try that again. There we go. It's working, cool. Could be a bit faster, let's run it for 20 frames, see what we get. How's things north, Ryan? All good up there? You've been smashing out your streams all this free time, I imagine. Doesn't like this. I need to run that for a wee bit longer. The reason I've got this other, so you've got the two Modos open here. The other one, this is Modo 13. It's a slightly older one. The only bummer is the V-Ray that I use for rendering's not had a 14 update yet. So I have to jump back to 13 to do the V-Ray render, so not ideal, but it works. Still working, so yeah, you're still working at home as well. It's the same deal they got. It's a very interesting system we've got going for us. We have to kind of VPN into a Windows box, which we then VPN into a Linux box through. So it's just a little bit laggy. It's a very interesting way of doing things, but I'm getting paid, so I won't complain too much, I guess. Looking back at that reference image of what the guy's trying to do, probably going to need to sculpt these a wee bit. I don't have time to sit and simulate them in this weird shape, so I need to create them all and to simulate with that high density. It just doesn't fit into the schedule I've got at the moment. So I'll probably cheat it a little bit. But again, with this instance setup, when I send it back to you, it's very easy for you to replace that original ball with whatever it is that you fancy. It's a really good way for doing like rocks, or if you want to just disperse things around a scenery, plants or anything like this, you can lay things out very, very quickly before you commit to the density. What I'm going to do is, so once I've got these roughly in place, I'm going to take it back in the Marvelous. I'm going to put the balls back inside of there, and then once, theoretically, once they're in there, I'm just going to apply a negative pressure. So when I had that pressure on there that kind of made it swell out, I'm going to apply a negative one that will vacuum pack back onto the cotton balls. That's kind of what my theory is. We'll find out if it works. Just have to wait for the simulation, unfortunately. Evening Ross, how you doing? Thanks for coming back and watching again. I'm excited for a full day off tomorrow to sit and stream. I get the whole royalty free thing, and I'm not expecting amazing music, but this is some interesting tunes. I had a request, Ross, a guy on, when I was saying when I originally started this, I was going to do it is people would send me their models that they were having issues with, and I'd go in and try and fix them up for them. This is one of those requests came through. It's a dude trying to put this vacuum seal bag on some cotton balls. So I just gone into Marvelous, done a very, very rough proxy. Did a wee simulation of these, just gonna fill in the bag up a bit. And it's done as an instance build, so if I can jump back to that first frame there. The way the guy was going about it was just, it was very, very high density. You can imagine it was quite a pain in the bum to work on, so I've done it as an instance build, so you know, when he's done, when it's simulated, you can edit that first one and everything will update, so you can add a more cotton ball looking thing in. Just get to that final one. That'll work. I'm just going to save out a second version of this. Freeze all of them. Should be locked in place now. Close enough. For what I'm doing, that's why I saved it a second version, because for this bit I'm going to need to stop them being an instance, because I can't take an instance into Marvelous to work on. Doing rendering all day. Oof. There's a system under the desk here. There's another one. It's a Threadripper 2990. There's two W1900 AMD or 16 gig cards. Might be useful if you need some help. It's not mine. It's just sitting there. At the moment I'm just using it for got it from the Foundry for doing a wee bit of testing. With the AMD Pro renderer, which is included in Modo now. I'm going to cheat this a bit. Now if I cheat it then I won't be able to update it. We'll see just for the sake of the stream. I'll give it a bash. Oh, in respect to your ZBrush file, I've updated mine, so I could probably just do a Z-tool if you're wanting some help. And yeah, it would be handy, but as the CUDA cores are kind of the king at the moment, because I've got Octane on here, got Octane VDI, Pro rendered, and some the Redshift I think it was, and you need CUDA cores for all of them. That'll do. What I'd advise is I'm going to scale this up a bit. I'm not going to redo that simulation, so if you want to replicate this in your finished one when I send it back to you, Andrew, just take note of that. What's it? Just go for 135%. Scale up that much and you'll be golden on the Y. That's fine. Right, let's get this out. Let's call it Boys in Place. I love an innuendo. Right. Import and oh, it's gonna be an OBJ. Right, let's try that again. Come in. Let's see. You know what, I'm just going to start this again, it's easy enough. Paddy. And got a bit of a scale issue here. Let's have a look. How big is that? That should be fine. Weird rotation as well. Bizarre. I love it when stuff doesn't work when you're trying to do it live. Funky is happening here. I have no idea why they're coming up there, but well, at least it's working, I guess. Scale looks a wee bit better. It's treating me well today. And yeah. Up roughly. It's going to be a patience test to this one. Maybe I can't rotate my screen.
Feeling lonely, and I wanna admit it's time to end the ride. Fading it too slowly, with those guns left me
what it was doing there.
You were the only one who got me tripping up inside.
Right, same as before, just cut an internal line.
Am I reading something different from your eyes? See you, for a moment even hope that I can feel you.
Stitched. I need to chop the top off. Freeze those. Oh, that's new. I have no idea why it's doing that. Let's troubleshoot this one, I guess. gonna bring us in a clean scene in case something in there was causing us an issue. Ah, there's a floating one somewhere. Right, that makes sense. It was selected that and selected inverse. There was a ball hidden somewhere that I couldn't see. That's what was causing the issue. Yes, a bit better. Hopefully this time this will work. That one was starting to drive me a wee bit up the wall. Let's cut off the top ones. Freeze them. Yeah, that's fair. The GPU simulation, yeah, cool. This is still being so damn odd. Thing's just gonna fight with me. Right, well, I'll do it another way I guess if this is not gonna work. Let's just see if I can double check, see if we see anything in there that stands out. I've never seen marbles out like this before. Huh. Well, there's that answer. Something about the GPU simulation it didn't like. Yeah, that might be a good idea, Ross. Just still totally not got my head around all the aspects of the streaming side of things. Get rid of that. You want that one under there. Seal it up. Right, there's our bag full of balls. Just slightly bigger. What have we got? High. Let's drop these down again. I can see. We got a wee hint of what we're trying to get there. I'm going to bring this down just once again. It's getting a lot closer to what we're after. To get something that's going to allow that to conform a bit better. Get it done, so that's something. of the bag out. There we are, that's what we're after. See how far we can push this. Hello there. Starting to break at the seams there a wee bit. I think I'll take it just a wee bit further. Trying to help somebody out make something along these kind of lines. Seeing that's maybe not got quite so many dents in it. The name of the game, buddy. Chap was having some troubles kind of making the bag look like it was jammed full, so just in a quick simulation to try and help that, like, that dimpled effect on the surface. Right, that'll do there. Let's get a new scene. Bohemian Interactive is holding a contest. What's that all about? What we got here? The link I've just got sent there. It's how we check and see. Art War. That's pretty cool. Nice. We'll look at that later on. It's game prop stuff. It's a wee bit different from what I'm used to doing, but certainly be worth having a look at. See how this is looking. Yeah, with plastic. Let's try that one. Oh no. That's not what we're after. This is just a wee experiment just to see if this idea even works. I think that's pretty much what I'm kind of going for. Yeah, that's the one. So what you'll need to do, Andrew, is I'll get this scene over to you. All you need to do is bring in, for anyone who wasn't here earlier on, I'll just open that one up. Do the same for us to load in. So the original one was done with a simulation here, which was all done with instances. So the idea being that we simulated it, and then all you want to do is edit the one of them, and all of them update. We did a very rough simulation in the other scene of these going into place. It should be in that second one. So that's all you need to do, is just bring that one in and replace the balls that we've made in there. Just replace them with the simulated one, or recreate some new ones for yourself, whatever it is that you think is going to work for your project. Yeah, I mean, you could probably just even work on them as we've seen before. Let's just hide the bag. For these ones, all you'd have to do, they should already be UV'd. If you select them all, if you use the deformer push, I'm just gonna read it. We've got nothing selected, everything's selected. Use the push one, it'll individually scale them. So what I would do for you, if you wanted to add the fur or the hair onto this, say push it in by, I don't know, let's go 100. Then you know that you've got that 100.1mm. If you scale up the scene to make it more sensible, you've got that space that you can comfortably add any hair or fur into to get that kind of cotton wool effect. Then you know that the balls won't intersect, and it won't intersect with the bag. The bag will need a retopology, because that's some ugly topology. It's really easy to do. Just go and use your topo pen and snap it off. This is if you're using Modo 14 as well. This is a problem that I'd come across. If you hold Alt when you click on the background things and change it from screen to point, it's having this really weird behaviour when it wasn't sticking to surfaces like it used to. But now it's back to normal, so you just go and retopple your bag as you need to. Just brushing this just for the sake of getting it out. You can obviously take more time when you're doing this one by yourself. I'm just going to do this very quickly. Stick that one on, just for the effect. So then you have your nice quad surface that you can build on top of that simulated mesh there. And then what I would do as well is you want to put your label in there. Just select whatever section it is you need for your label. Copy it out on your mesh, thicken it. So we got that on bag, that on label. And then you really quickly got your label on top that conforms to the bag. You have your nice reflections, things won't interact. I think this is about the best way to be going about solving that. It's not going to perfectly match up. You're probably going to have to fiddle around with it a wee bit. But as long as you use that push method to just shrink the balls on an individual scale, keep an eye on exactly what size you use, and you'll be fine with the hair and the fur and that. I'll get this saved and send it over to you later on. I'm going to just quickly open up a side project because I'm coming up on an hour here, but I'm going to do a longer stream tomorrow on something something that I'm actually working on. So I'm just going to open up here quickly and show you what it is. I think it's probably going to be one of my favourite projects I'm going to work on, or have worked on so far. It's one of those few ones that kind of seems to be going exactly the way I want, which very rarely happens. Yes. So the idea with this one is I've got this model off of just a Lego CAD thing. So it's all the official pieces, it's all the right sizes and holes, and fortunately it is some ugly geometry, a lot of weird intersections, a lot of stuff that needs touched up. But again, this has been created as an instance build, so one piece, with that edit, I can edit all of them. That's really handy as well, like if there's millions of these wee things, for instance, all that I have to do is, once I've got everything made, as I'll show you in a second, what's that piece called? 2708. And all I have to do at the end is this will show me all the 32316, let's try that. And it'll show me all the pieces that have got that same part number. All I need to do is find the root one, and then when I create the new high-end geometry, I just replace it and the whole scene will be built already and only have to build one at a time. But I'm doing this as like a reverse process because I'm going to animate this, and so I've been starting working on that. That's what I'll be continuing on the stream tomorrow. So play what you've got so far here. I'm certainly not an animator, but it's working out quite well so far. I've got a good chunk done. So this is the idea of what I'm going to do. I'm going to animate it taking itself apart, and I'm going to go in and replace those individual parts. And then once I've done my renders with that, then I'm just going to essentially play the renders in reverse, and it'll have that, theoretically, it'll have that look of the thing kind of building itself. That's the idea that I've got in mind. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but we'll find out. But alright, that's us up in the hour there. So we're going to hit this one tomorrow. I'm probably going to come on a wee bit earlier, just seeing as I've got the entire day. So if you're not getting the notifications there, I'm going to aim for it, say, once I've sat in my bed all day and done nothing for a while and pretend to tidy up, go like 4 o'clock. So I'll start the stream again at 4 o'clock. There is a pre-recorded one from yesterday's stream up on my YouTube channel. It's linked below, of this getting animated up yesterday. This will be recorded tonight as well, and if you can't make it for tomorrow's one, I will, as always, record it and put it up on the YouTube channel. So if you miss it or you're not getting notifications there, Anik, don't worry, it's all pre-recorded. But yeah, let's play that one more time. I just think it looks really cool. That thing in there, actually, because I'm not rigging any of this thing was a huge pain in the butt. Yeah, I don't have time for rigging or anything. I was just keyframe animated, just to make sure that it lined up and matched as it moved. The same with these things inside here. They've got a wee bit of wobble in them, but they're kind of hidden, so hopefully it should all come out pretty cool when it's done. Right, anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining, and have a good night, and as always, fake Friday, so cheers.